everybody! Welcome back to Absolutely, the channel where we sit around talking about the latest movie news from Marvel and DC, or discussing theories. My name is Benny, that is Hussein, and that is Sal, and we are from Comic Story and Comic Pop and the Bad Days channel, and we are the guys that are going to sit here and talk about it today. Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, GamerSupps. Use the code COMICS at checkout. Get yourself a waifu cup. This is sour apple that I'm drinking right now. You can get it with caffeine or caffeine-free, and you can also just get some merchandise if you really want to be lewd and wear a shirt that you would probably never wear in public. But
I didn't notice what was on your shirt till you decided to lift it up a little bit more. Okay. Yeah.
It's a great shirt to wear on your podcast. You know, and if you go to an anime convention, the comic shop, you'll also get really good remarks. I wouldn't wear it to
store.
I wouldn't wear it to the grocery store in the morning when the old people are there, but maybe at night with the hipsters. I wouldn't wear it to a funeral. I wouldn't wear it to like a wedding. But if we were all going to go play laser tag,
we have our
go
guard.
well.
We have our laser tag wear.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the possibility of another Scarlet Witch movie.
Another?
A Scarlet Witch movie.
Yeah. I just want to get this right out in the open. Horrible idea. Don't do that. Nobody wants to see that. And you would have to spend all of the movie fixing the character you broke.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Now you could fix it, and I'll give it to you for free because it should have been the plot of Doctor Strange 3 or 2, and it's just. She got possessed by Chthon, the Lovecraftian god of the Darkhold.
Yeah,
that's it. Just Chthon took over. That's why she indiscriminately murdered people. That's why she inconsistently says I'm not a killer, even though she murdered 8 people on screen. I mean,
she literally unraveled Reed Richards.
Yeah, she killed Reed Richards and popped his head. For fun, for a joke.
She cut Captain America in half. What was it?
Yeah,
Patty.
Yeah.
Peggy, man.
Peggy.
Captain
I got
Carter.
P right. I got the P.
It's been a long time.
Well, the rumor is, according to the rumor, I got this one from comicbookmovie.com.
Okay.
So I'll take that for whatever you want it to be. There has been discussions for a while as to what to do next with the Scarlet Witch character because at the end of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, there was a glowing red light that implied she could still be alive.
Yeah.
Rumors are going around that Elizabeth Olsen was done with the MCU, so there would be no follow-up.
Sure.
But there has been discussions about the Vision Quest show, which is supposed to follow White Vision and what he's doing, along with a Wiccan show following the children.
Okay.
As a part of that, there was loose discussions about a TV special explaining what happened to Scarlet Witch after Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
a TV special, which is now being amped up to be a Scarlet Witch movie due to the popularity of Scarlet Witch and Elizabeth Olsen still.
So we're armor warsing this. We're like, we're going to make a show out of this because pandemic, we don't know. And then, oh my God, we're spending $250 million in the show. We might as well just put it out in theaters.
I feel like, if anything, it was probably going to be like a Werewolf by Night special.
That's fine with me. I watch that.
Maybe you want to put out Vision Quest and Wiccan, so you do a special about what happened to Scarlet Witch.
I gotta say, I love Elizabeth Olsen. I love Scarlet Witch. It feels like a bad idea to double down on her. Maybe if the MCU is back up to quality, right? Like quality control is back. We're cooking. It's a pretty good redemptive project because it'll effectively repair 2 of the biggest holes in Marvel's armor, right? Marvel did a pretty poor job with the end of WandaVision. At least I think so, and I think a lot of other people do. And Doctor Strange 2 is a pile of poop directed by Sam Raimi with some cool sliding transitions. Yay.
Yep.
Related to that, Doctor Strange 3 is on the table to be directed by Sam Raimi.
Really,
Sam Raimi is currently in contention to film Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars.
Okay, they keep saying
Sam Raimi?
Yes,
Sam Raimi.
They said that. They said that. Why would Sam Raimi, a director who you had to fight him to come back to a superhero movie that also created the genre effectively, why would he come back for this? He didn't enjoy his time on Doctor Strange.
Yeah. And look, before everybody gets in here and goes Evil Dead, how could you losers not love Sam Raimi directing every single movie ever made? Did you see Gods the Great and Powerful?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I didn't
did you see Avengers-level movies made by Sam Raimi? They suck.
I'm a fan of Sam Raimi, and while there was some
I love
fun
Sam
moments,
Raimi.
there were some fun moments with his directing in Multiverse of Madness, but overall, there was a lot less than I expected.
Yeah.
I expected more Sam Raimi, and I got more low-tier Avengers kind of thing.
I mean, we got, we got a lot of Sam Raimi-isms in that. We got a lot of great effects. We got a lot of fun transitions. We got a lot of fun characterization.
We got Bruce
Campbell, obviously. We wouldn't have gotten a lot of, the actual genuine horror. We would not have gotten corpse, puppet Doctor Strange without Sam Raimi. I promise you that. We wouldn't have gotten Ghost Cape. We wouldn't have gotten all those fun the moments where Wanda, contorts herself like a dead eye. We never would have gotten any of those moments without Sam Raimi. I completely believe that. Does that mean that Doctor Strange 2 was a faithful or awesome not Doctor Strange movie? No. Does that mean that it propelled and by the way, there are different hats we wear as commentators, as podcasters, as these kinds of fans. We don't right now I'm putting on my is this good for the brand / franchise hat, as opposed to my I love Sam Raimi and want to see Drag Me to Hell 2 hat. There's a difference between me wanting Sam Raimi to have money and influence and power, and me loving or Spider-Man 2, versus was Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness great? And did it at least help Doctor Strange's brand as a character? I believe no. And I know that's subjective, but I'm sick of hearing about how it's just because you said that means that you're wrong. No. This is our show, and we feel these ways, and I know that I'm sure I'm a voice of dissent, and at least a third of us don't agree with that. but I
think I'm the only one that liked Doctor Strange, and even I can admit that Doctor Strange just feels like 3 different movies crammed into one movie.
It is 3 different movies crammed into one. And I look, I was the one who, when they announced Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, I was like, no, go with an unknown. Don't do stunt casting, because he's a big star and he can leave the franchise. Anyone can leave whenever they want to when they get bigger than they need to be for this movie.
Right.
And we've heard that Cumberbatch is unhappy with the role, or at least we've heard rumors. I've heard rumblings, and Lord knows it's probably not from confirmed sources, but I've heard, even if I've heard whispers of the idea that Benedict Cumberbatch is unhappy or dissatisfied with what they've done with him. I mean, I would be. If you look at what Doctor Strange is, he's essentially the Avengers he's their car. Not that necessarily he's Cloak in the Marvel Universe proper, where it's get in the cloak and we'll get over there fast. But he is oh no, Doctor Strange, what is the great contribution you made to Endgame? I stopped some water.
Oh, no, don't forget. I said
I held my finger up.
This is the one.
Right? and I probably the only one who remembered that my hands are broken, so I was very sure to make sure they shook when I did it. I'm just he hasn't been given enough really pure Doctor Strange stuff, and you can't point to 2 sequences, not scenes. Scenes are beginning and end, followed by a new scene. Sequences that are Doctor Strangean. I cite the musical fight and the dead puppet sequence. There are sequences where you're oh, that's Doctor Strange right there.
Yeah.
The sequence in Thor Ragnarok where the 2 of them talk is more Doctor Strange than we get in both movies combined.
Yeah. It's interesting because they've been able to make Doctor Strange show up in other franchises. He's the only Avenger really doing that. He did Spider-Man and he did Thor. I think that's a big deal. And technically, he did the Scarlet Witch movie.
Yeah, that's true.
He's in it. He's kind of a character in it. It's definitely just a Scarlet Witch movie. It's not a Doctor Strange movie.
It's more about her.
We needed Spider-Man.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Oh, I heard Scarlet Witch. My brain checked out.
Yeah, I don't want to rag on those movies over and over again.
Well, we're here to talk about Wanda, so let's not rag too much
about Wanda.
Yeah,
we'll talk about Wanda. Wanda's great. They butchered her character. The arc she goes on in WandaVision is to become a hero. The arc we pick up on in Doctor Strange is she has become a villain.
The worst part is it feels like there's something missing because she shows up the villain.
Yeah.
She ends it with, I'm going to find a way to save my kids, and then shows up as mass murder all of Doctor Strange's friends.
I kind of got this impression throughout the WandaVision show that we were gearing up to Wanda becoming a villain, because it was very much this kind of do you know who I am? I want to talk to your manager level energy. When she walks into the facility where Vision's being kept, she's yeah, hi. I'm gonna need all your shit. Like it's just like I knew that it was never going to end with her being like, and I'm a superhero again. Hooray! Let's find more Avengers. It's never going to end
that
way.
was the plot of WandaVision, that she did all of this for her own benefit. And
Yeah.
even though she's stopping Agatha Harkness, she did this. Like this
right,
is
like
her
she
fault.
only stopped Agatha Harkness to save herself. Like she didn't she didn't stop Agatha Harkness because Agatha's an evil person who, if unchecked, could destroy the multiverse. She was just like, no, you were a bee and you treated me bad, so now you're gonna die, like everyone in Doctor Strange too.
And
like
now let's float CGI fight, floaty CGI fight,
and now
let's float
boring
CGI
fight. Meh. Let's throw purple and red crap at each other. Like, okay, that's lame. But, and by the way, I was never that person who was like, boo, another one. By Secret Invasion, I was like, boo, another one.
That's because Secret Invasion, like, look, we got CGI to turn into scrolls with powers, and no one matters in this. Like, no
right,
one's doing
yeah.
anything right.
It's awful.
It's an inconsequential property in every
How do
single
you
way.
get? I can't remember her name. She played Daenerys.
Emilia Clarke.
How do you get her on your cast? And you're like, we're just gonna waste this.
Don't talk about it.
They do that all the time. They're like, oh man, we've got so and so, we've got this person. I mean, they're talking about casting Mads Mikkelsen as Doctor Doom, and it's like, you cast him as the villain of the Doctor Strange movie, right? Like you don't even know who's in these movies. Remember when they were lying to us about how Netflix was part of the same universe, and Alfre Woodley, I think her name was, the just incredible actor. She was in Star Trek First Contact and many other real movies, and she plays Black Mariah in the Luke Cage show, and the lady who's mad at Tony Stark in Civil War, and they were just like, I don't know, whatever, same person.
Then there's, I was gonna say there's also, you know what? I lost it, dude.
I'm sorry.
I entirely lost it. You're good.
They waste
They
actors.
waste actors.
Oh, Kate Mara.
Oh.
Kate Mara, A-list celebrity, or B-list now.
Yeah.
But very popular, name brand, plays actress who
Subpoena
hands
girl.
Tony Stark subpoena. That was her whole role. Hot actress, which we could have gotten any model in the world to do her role, and then save Kate Mara for something. Not that Kate Mara is so name brand that we need to save her, but good
like
enough.
she could have been somebody. I mean, like somebody reminded us, Gemma Chan is two different characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And she's a big actor. It's funny, they waste actors all the time. They couldn't care less.
So to bring it back again, this is a fun conversation in general, but I'm trying to keep us on the WandaVision. At this point, should we let Wanda die out, or should we redeem her before Wiccan and Vision Quest, which according to this are still happening?
It's not necessary to redeem her right now. I think you
It's
just
not?
leave her.
Yeah, I agree I agree that it's not necessary. It's not like we gotta fix this Wanda thing before the next Avengers movie. You could there's a light. You could just say, "Oh, she didn't die. Moving on." Like they don't need a whole project.
What if they fix her in the next Avengers movie? They're losing. Wanda floats in and is like, "Bam! I saved you all."
I'll take that versus spending an Avengers movie looking for Wanda.
Or a show, or a movie.
Right? Like, with a show that's like, Wanda Quest, let's find her. I'd be like, cool, good luck. Let me know how it turns out. With an Avengers movie, I'd be like, I'm not sitting here spending like $20 to watch an epic Avengers movie with all these different fun characters, to spend the whole damn time everyone asking, where is Wanda? I don't care. Wanda was already the MacGuffin of the Civil War movie. Like, she doesn't need to be the linchpin of yet another Avengers franchise.
This makes me realize that we are in a weird spot, not just story-wise.
Oh, my God. They don't even know what they're doing.
In the MCU since Endgame. Because, the only remaining Avengers are so far not an Avenger at this point.
There's a new Captain America. He's not an Avenger.
Yeah.
Well, they just... and it's... I'm not one of those people that begs for a setup scene or a Nick Fury scene in every single one of his movies or anything.
Right.
But there's nothing tying everybody in together, or there's been no continuity.
The Marvels is the first time we've got anything.
Yeah, and half of you people didn't see it.
Yeah, I saw it. I liked it.
I know, we all liked it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, lots of people did not go watch it, and they like to sit in the comments and crap on it and say we're virtue signaling because we like it. Because it was fun, dude.
Yeah. Oh, no. I had a good time watching a movie.
So there's a thing that happens every single time a Marvel movie comes out. Some idiot on Twitter will tweet the same meme every single time where he's like, 7 MCU movies later and they still haven't addressed the giant hand that's growing, the freaking celestial hand.
How many times can I talk about it? I mean, like,
dude, who cares?
There's a hand at the top of the world.
Obviously, the MCU doesn't care, so I think we need to stop asking about that. Dorothy did an amazing video on that where Ant-Man's like celebrating the defeat of Kang. He's like at a press conference. And he's like, all right, I'll take any questions. And like a reporter's like, hey, what about that that big alien hand? The big alien hand. And he's like, the what? The what? Like the big alien hand in the north caused tidal waves. A god appeared in the sky. And he's like, when did this happen? and then they're just like, are you gonna handle that? He's like, should I do a GoFundMe? How am I gonna handle that?
Yeah. No, I mean they keep talking, they keep begging us to reference that shit unnecessary. But like Shang-Chi has been gone. I don't think we needed more characters shoehorned into the Marvels in like an unnecessary way. But pretty sure he had a tie to that story, given the 10 rings and their cosmic signature or whatever, and with the Bengals. All that stuff is related. I'm pretty sure they have the exact same design signature. It was. So
based on the ending of the Marvels, it looks like everything that happened in Phase 4 that did not involve Kang is out the window. That's the way it looks based on what they're doing now.
Fine.
And on top of that, based on the end of Loki, it looks like maybe Kang's also out.
Oh, also Kang. Which means like we're back to square one.
That's
like,
based on the connections of the end of the Marvels, we're looking at X-Men and Young Avengers now.
Yeah.
That's what
Which,
it
by
looks
the
like
way,
we're doing.
I'm down.
Yeah. But it really felt to me.
me.
Well, it just felt to me like what you're bringing up, that stuff. The alien hand, the Shang-Chi moment, the Blade reference, all that, they're just like, you know what? Phase 4 was a bust.
Yeah.
None of that's happening. Let's just
right.
What
Can
is
we
everyone
just
asking us for the last 10 years? X-Men and Young Avengers?
Right.
All right. We're doing it.
That's fine.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, okay. I'm okay with that.
Fine.
I mean,
Why are you so down about it, Hassan?
And put Shang-Chi in there.
I'm not down about it. I feel like we've wasted several movies more than that, and that the good grace of the MCU is gone. That like had the MCU been in its post-Endgame era and the Marvels came out immediately following, people would love that movie. They wouldn't, and I say people, I'm not talking the comic book desk jockeys that are real upset that it's a women-driven movie or that they think that it's all terrible even though it's well performed. I'm talking about people, like average everyday people who are really into the MCU following Endgame. This movie probably been one that they really enjoyed and laughed at, and thousands of memes and videos were created on, and people would enjoy it. It's a bummer that we're falling so far out of the good graces of like the modern day audience. And yes, so many people will still go see a big, successful, Rotten Tomatoes, well-scored Batman, Spider-Man movie. Everyone knows that. Comic book movies will probably never fully die. That doesn't feel like a real possibility. But the little era we lived in.
The good graces are gone. Where everyone just sees something because it says Marvel.
Yeah, that was really exciting. I saw a Fortnite player talking about it the other day. His name's Courage JD. Genuinely annoying guy, but hear me out. He was just playing Fortnite, and he was like, God, the Marvels is coming out this weekend? Man, I didn't even know. Because he's like, I remember buying a ticket a week early for every single one of these movies and being excited, and the midnight releases were the greatest time ever. And he's like, and then he compares it to like the effective death of like the GameStop midnight release. That used to be a thing too, where he used to go at GameStop. Benny knows he worked it there and he hated probably doing them. But
no, I loved them. That was the best
Did you love
times.
it? Okay, it was a fun time. You'd go and
it was like a party. It wasn't like actually selling the game. It was like a party.
It was a party.
We're all just celebrating the new Halo or the new Call of Duty or the new Madden. We're all just because everyone there is there because they love the game.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And
like
then
no
before
one's
that,
there.
the only people that hated being there were the significant others that were dragged there.
And even they probably ended up having an okay enough time because they were really fun. And before that, there was midnight book releases. Like, I'm not the only one who went to a Harry Potter book release at Barnes & Noble where they pull the sheet off the table and it's just the books sitting there.
And you're like, ah!
It's so much fun. And
I get to
Marvel movies felt like the last vestige of that. Like, to be fair, DC movies, they never really got to that height because the movies never stood out critically and weren't audience acclaimed enough to necessarily hit those heights. Batman, Christopher Nolan, barring that's not what I'm talking about. No. But the Marvel movies were awesome, and it's a bummer. So I'm not sad. Like, I'm fine to throw everything out. We can throw the kid and the bathwater out, baby in the bathwater. I don't really care at this point. But it'd be nice to... I hope that there's a reality where we can get to like a level where regular people, average everyday people, are in love with Marvel again. Like in love with it, not just liking it, but in love with it.
I think that's over.
This rumor and the current, them proposing X-Men, them proposing Young Avengers, and then the new rumors being things like, yeah, they're going to bring back Wanda and they're going to do a thing with Wanda.
Right.
These are the things people have asked for and things that people have been wanting. Like, none of this She-Hulk, none of this Shang-Chi, none of this Moon Knight. Like, I loved Moon Knight. No, I loved Shang-Chi, and Moon Knight was okay. But what I'm saying is, I think the problem is, on top of the overabundance of content, which lowered the quality, they came out of Endgame, and instead of setting up the next thing, it was back to phase 1, but with characters that weren't even nearly as popular as Iron Man was back in that day. No one knows who Moon Knight, like, he's literally joked as being Marvel's Batman.
Right.
You know, Shang-Chi is a character that barely exists in the actual comics at this point.
Right.
He only exists now because they're finally writing books about him because he got a movie.
Because he got a movie, exactly. Yeah.
Like, She-Hulk is a character that has been back and forth as to what to do with her. At the time that the show came out, she was an overly sized Hulk. That was Jason Aaron's run. She was not She-Hulk from the movie or show.
Yeah.
She was a different She-Hulk. Like, they're pulling characters out that don't have that big of a following. But Iron Man, yeah, they joked that no one knew that Iron Man was a robot or not, but you knew who Iron Man was, even if you thought he was a robot. Captain America, no popularity, but you recognized
But you knew who he
Captain
was.
America. Same thing with Thor. You know, like, they had characters that, while they weren't hugely popular, they were recognizable properties. And Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Shang-Chi, WandaVision, which didn't have Wanda in her costume to the very end, none of these are recognizable elements.
Yeah, but I'm going to counter that, Ben. We had Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about the Guardians of the Galaxy.
But they would sandwich it between recognizable properties, and I think that's what screwed them.
Well, was Guardians
Yeah,
also
yeah.
trading just on the Marvel brand? Was that like
It
for the
was.
general audiences? It was like because people saw it was gaining because the Marvel brand meant quality.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that. It's not synonymous with quality anymore.
I don't
and that's
think you
where we're
can get it
struggling.
back.
See,
You
I can tell
can't.
you right now why Guardians did well. Guardians was sandwiched between Winter Soldier and Age of Ultron.
Yeah. Makes
Captain Marvel, the first one, was sandwiched between the two Avengers movies, and it did amazing. That was the issue. Phase 4 was 17 properties, none of which were recognizable things that like the general people would want to go see, and they were hammering them in every month. New show, new movie, new show, new movie, with lower quality, abundance of stuff you didn't care about, and it wasn't sandwiched between things to keep you hyped.
I absolutely believe it's just a quality problem. That, like,
Well-
even the properties that are given, like Wanda, you could say Wanda's a no-name character, but I can tell you right now, Elizabeth Olsen trended every minute of every second post. Like, Avengers Endgame forward, even Infinity War forward. The global America just latched on to Elizabeth Olsen. For whatever reason, they fell in love with her.
Yep.
I know why. Well, they fell in love with her, and then we got WandaVision, and people were so ecstatic about that show. I remember every single episode. Everyone's Instagram stories were memes and pictures and quotes and songs from this show, but the quality tanked. It's a quality control issue across the board. Had all of these projects gotten that Rotten Tomatoes fresh, and I'm not saying that that's like a modicum of actual good things, but they were all certified fresh in the sense of that we all actually like them, I think we'd be fine. But it's quality. It's not quantity or anything like that. It's just that we were putting out bad stuff. It's my theory, at least.
Yeah,
But let's go ahead and,
yeah.
Okay. So?
No, that's it. Just I don't know if we can get the mojo back. Even if like we get like 2 or 3 great Marvel movies in a row, I don't know if everyone's gonna be like, Marvel means quality again, hooray! Like, I think that's
right now, the next 3 Marvel movies is a shot at what you're to at least see if that's gonna happen.
Yes.
Deadpool 3 is next.
Right.
Captain America: Brave New World is after that, and Fantastic Four is after that.
Yeah.
That is the next 3 on the slate.
That's on the slate. Like, I doubt Fantastic Four will get made that fast, and I don't know about Captain America 3, 4 because
Then
I
they're
know.
gonna sandwich Thunderbolts and Blade between Fantastic Four and Avengers. So
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
not a lot of
I'm
movies
I'm
coming out.
I'm open to that idea.
Is that through
It's-
2025? When did those come out?
that's through 2025. The only
Yeah.
movie next year is Deadpool 3 right now.
Yeah.
That's
that
still
is
coming
it.
out next year?
Yeah, that I think is almost done. Deadpool 3.
Okay.
They were filming it during the strike because
Yeah.
remember the whole argument of like they can't improv, they can't write on the spot. It's gonna be ruined.
Yeah.
So that one's done, and then Captain America and Fantastic Four are the next 2 in the slate. Everything else has been pretty much canceled at this point.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but
Alright.
Well,
all right, we'll see what happens. I mean, that's basically Marvel recognizing the problem with quality control, and just everything's been pushed out of 2024 at this point. Like, it's all pushed out.
They can get quality back. I'm more than happy to bring Scarlet Witch back. If they're giving us the Marvel No Way Home, Endgame, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 level of care, then bring anybody back. It doesn't matter to me. Just give it a good story.
It's funny because right now, DC has also only got, I think, one movie on the slate.
That's for the best.
They got Aquaman coming out in like 2 weeks, and then Joker, and then the Joker sequels next year. So next year is going to be the lightest time since COVID we've had with superhero movies.
That's great. Hopefully to give people a chance to
breathe,
reassess, and breathe. Love it.
So, all right, guys. Thank you for watching today's episode of Absolutely. Agree, disagree? Let us know in the comments down below. And no one will read them because you're all mean. But I'm kidding. I read them. The others guys are not allowed to anymore. But I read them.
That's right.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. Make sure you join us. Support us by going to GamerSupps using the code COMICS to get yourself some sour apple. I'm drinking caffeine free right now because I've had a lot of coffee today. And I will see you guys later.